There was a time when Morgz was everywhere on YouTube. You couldn't open the app without seeing his face in a bright thumbnail, screaming over some wild challenge or prank. From spending 24 hours in a box to last to leave challenges, Morgz was one of the biggest creators in the UK. But today, things look very different. This is the story of how Morgz rose to fame, became one of YouTube's most controversial creators, and why his empire eventually came crashing down. This is the Downfall of Morgz. Morgz, whose real name is Morgan Hudson, started his YouTube journey back in 2014, when he was just a teenager from Sheffield, England. At first, his videos were simple. Gaming content, mostly FIFA, Call of Duty, and Minecraft. He was just another kid with a dream and a camera. But as YouTube began to change, Morgz adapted. He moved away from gaming and into challenge-style videos that were exploding in popularity. Think Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and Jake Paul, but with a British twist. He found his formula: loud reactions, exaggerated thumbnails, and wild titles like "Spending £10,000 in 24 hours" or "Last to leave the pool wins $10,000." And it worked. Massively. By 2018, Morgz was pulling in tens of millions of views each month, becoming one of the biggest creators in the UK. At his peak, Morgz wasn't just a YouTuber, he was a brand. His entire family became part of the act. His mum, known as Morgz Mum, his dad, Bald Martin, and even his friends all joined in on the chaos. But while the formula brought fame, it also built a reputation. Morgz's content became known for being loud, exaggerated, and often fake. The repetitive challenge formats and scripted reactions started to feel like a parody of themselves. And soon, the internet turned on him. Commentary channels began calling him out, labeling him a clickbait machine. Memes spread. The word cringe became synonymous with Morgz. The same formula that made him famous was now tearing him down. By 2020, the Morgz hype had peaked and was quickly fading. Audiences grew older. The algorithm shifted, and the exaggerated kid-friendly style that once ruled YouTube was no longer what people wanted. Views dropped. Comments filled with criticism. Many began calling his videos fake or repetitive. And then, Morgz vanished. After years of being mocked online, he finally stepped back. The era of Challenge Morgz was officially over. He had built an empire on hype. But behind the scenes, he was burned out and ready for change. In 2023, Morgz made his return, but this time it was different. He called it Real Morgz. Gone were the fake challenges and over-the-top reactions. Instead, his videos felt honest, more grounded, and more personal. He opened up about his mental health, about how the pressure to perform had consumed him, and how he wanted to reconnect with his audience, not as a character, but as himself. And surprisingly, people respected that. Fans who once mocked him began to appreciate his honesty. For the first time in years, Morgz felt real again. He might not be pulling the same viral numbers as before, but this new chapter feels more authentic and happier. The story of Morgz isn't just about a downfall, it's about evolution. He went from one of the most criticized creators on the platform to someone learning to be himself again. And maybe that's the real comeback story.